Okay, no. Actually, what? The SSL is in our code is also there. The leading. Leading is the function, third function in the process after organizing. It is planning in 3 lessons. For that. There are likewise there are more lessons for leading also in the first part. But topic is word is what? Leadership noun. Leadership in leading. The first lesson in the leading function. There are 3 or more. Right. This is the longest one. Then online members, you can see now. Here and here.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Technical issues. Big list, the learning outcomes. First, we have defined that, and we will compare leading and managing. Right. Then next part is the bigger one, Maurice part. To identify and describe different leadership theories or leadership approaches. Right. Then finally, we will identify 7 leadership development principles that any organization and managers in any organization can follow to develop leaders there. Right. This is a cartoon picture to show the leader behavior and the follower behavior. Leadership is getting others to follow the leader, or getting people to do things willingly with the motivation of voluntary. Right. This one is more with managing actually. It has been considered for leading also, but it is more with managing than with the leading. What is that? The use of formal authority in decision making. It is mostly expected from the manager position. Leadership is not a position, it is a role. Behavioral attributions should be reflected by all managers to use that position effectively and efficient. Right. Then the use of authority in decision making is more with managing rather than with leading. But if you like, you can consider for leading as well. Right. Finally, I think with all these qualities, finally, organizational decision should be made effective. Next point says desertization now network back to faculty has also followed that thing. Today, leadership is essentially developing or maintaining networking or relationships with others. Through that leaders or managers can influence behaviors and actions of people to get achieve their goals, broader goals, and to compete. They competitively the market as well. Then these are part explanations. In page. Then I'll give a full definition. Considering all keywords involved in the leadership. You can write down them separately. Right. In leadership theories also these keywords have been addressed, emphasized these keywords. One keyword is a task. All leaders should be able to get the task done. Or managers also should do the same. As mentioned in the second point, while getting the task done, they also should be able to develop relations with others. Right. There's another one lacking. What is that keyword? Situation. No? All these should happen to match with the situation, according to the situation. Right. To cover all these, I'll give a definition. Write down that separately. Online members also can write down this better leadership definition. Leadership is an ability. Leadership is an ability. Leadership is an ability. To influence others ability to influence others or use to influence others, then it is complete. Or you can say ability to influence others to get the task done. To get the task done, comma, developing relationships with them. That means here others, comma, developing relationships with them as per the situation. For the situation. Right, there are some keywords, no? In this sentence, what are those? Ability. You can underline the influence. Another keyword. Then task. Third one. What is the fourth one? Relationship. Last one. Situation. Colombo highlight? No. The keywords. Leadership is an ability to influence others. Others means others' behaviors and actions. Behaviors and actions. To get the task done, developing relations as per the situation. And then it's going to be a better definition about leadership. And here, taking these carbon pictures and the given keywords in each, we are going to compare leading and management, or leadership and management, or leaders and managers. Comparable. But keep in mind, it is not to separate these two, but all should work together for an organization. In an organization from managers. Therefore, all managers should be able to develop and maintain the leadership skills to be successful manager. Right. That's how we should understand this part. Right. Then can you tell me in the keywords, if we take this as the left side box, this is the right side. Which box communicates leader behavior or which manager behavior? Leader behavior, left side or right side? Looking at the picture, so you can say so, no? The picture given. Which side? Left or right? When you see from here. In this way, the direction is opposite. Which one? The box having words, keywords, right? Right. Developing, breaking rules, excites, vision, asks why, proactive, passionate, innovates, motivates, influences, risk takers, uses, conflicts, inspires, facilitates, empowers, challenges, all are embraced by leader. Then opposite things like controls are when or who, avoid conflict, makes rules, maintains, blames, organizes, reactive, instructs, being right, avoid risk, money, delegates, accepts, enforces, dictates, results, plans, which are much considered by many. Right. But here to present explanations, at least 5 such sentences to compare leading and managing or managing and leading, you should be able to identify the related two words from the two sides, couples of words. You have to identify then and you have to develop an explanation. Right. Can you do that one by one as a small classroom exercise? Online members also can think of. That is, please identify the couple of words from the two sides. But the couple should explain the comparability of leading and managing and leading. Then you have to develop a small sentence from one couple of words. Like us, we can derive at least 5 of them. Yugalapad හඳුන ගන්න අපි දෙකේ තුනේ දීම කරන්නේ ටීචර්ස් ලා ඉගෙනනවා යුගලපද තුනේ දීම කරන්නේ සිංහල වල. Yes, primary education would help now throughout our life. We can't forget it. One point, couples, not assumed couples, but couples of words. Right, maybe 5. What is that? Correct. Maintenance. Yeah, mostly managers try to maintain the status quo, current. They try to go ahead with the current thing without challenging it. But leaders try to challenge and innovate new things. But managers are expected to do so, but to do that, they have to show leadership qualities. It's a leadership quality reflected by a successful manager. Innovation. Right, likewise, another one. Did you also find? So we can identify now. It is in control, no? Yeah, mostly managers, both are required actually. We should use both, not only one. But managers mostly try to use reactive control method. No? Knowing the problem, they try to find out the reasons and rectify the issue. That is better, that is good. But better to be proactive as well. No? Before happening errors, differences, managers should be actively devise some controls. That is called proactive controls. Mostly standard plans, policies, etc. should be in the workplace. But to do the controlling fully, both are required. But here we are comparing. Mostly managers try to use reactive control methods, whereas leaders, so successful managers having leadership qualities, try to use proactive controls as well to get integrated. Right. That's how this part should be worked out. Understood. Any other views? Different views? What's your one? Yes. Yeah. Similarly, you can use the risk orientation of the two. Mostly managers assume that risk managers try to avoid, minimize the risk, right? But leaders try to take certain risk in order to face challenges. It's a leadership quality. This thing is a leadership quality. Right, another one. Another one. Uh, Facilitate. Right. Mostly managers try to enforce rules, regulations, etc. to get the task done. Right. The leaders try to facilitate. No? Facilitate. Yeah. You can use empowerment, empower with the delegation. But here, as you mentioned, imposing, then better to consider facilitate. No? Facilitate. Leaders try to facilitate. Right. But you can use this also. Right. But delegation empowers a momentum. No? But no harm. You can use imposing or empowering. Right. Oh, better to use this one, facilitating. No? Which are more same in the life. Right. Likewise, any other things? Right. If any error happens, mostly managers try to ask, no, who did that mistake or when that mistake happened. Through that, they can find a solution. No? But leaders try to ask why that happened. Right. Then through that question, they can come up with the solutions. No? That is better. Then and also with such a question, leaders can maintain the relationships also. Yeah, the parties. We will delete when and say who, ask who. When that happen, also should be known. Right. Otherwise, we can't find a better solution. Right. Then conflict, no? Managers see all conflicts are negative. Therefore, they should be avoided. But leaders try to stimulate positive conflicts. They assume that without conflicting situation, they cannot do innovations. Creativity innovations may not happen. Then some positive conflict should be used for the development. Then managers mostly delegate things, tasks, or portion of the task, but leaders do genuine empowerment of their subordinates or followers. Right. Then with manager term, you can use the term subordinates. With the leader term, you can use the term followers. In top also, we see some differences. Then managers mainly try to enhance the efficiency. That's the meaning of two things, right? But leaders try to enhance the effectiveness by doing right things. But both should be achieved for an organization. Both should be balanced at the highest possible level. That's how we define management. Right. Then managing needs an authority relationship. That's what I mentioned in that explanation also. No? Making formal authority to make decisions, much involves in managing, in leading. But finally, all managers should be good decision makers. Right. Then leadership is an influencing relationship. That's how I gave that definition also additionally. It is an ability to influence others to get the task done with the relations and to as per the situation. Right. Then this is what you mentioned. Managers mainly try to go with the stability or status quo, but leaders try to challenge that and introduce changes, create changes. Right. This way we have to identify, understand this part. Leading and managing. But finally, keep in mind, all leadership qualities should be developed and scaled by managers. because our subject is management. Yeah, then these are applicable for the national level and global level leadership course, not only for the organizational level leaders. And then we have come to the theories. This is the first one, the oldest one on leadership. It is said as the traits, theory of leadership or traits approach to leadership. Traits are our personality traits. Right. Assume that there are number of people, individuals. From them we can identify leaders, evaluating their personality traits, attributing or evaluating, observing their personality traits. That is said by this theory. Therefore, it says that all leaders are born. They cannot be made. It is correct, but not fully enough. Right. Some successful leaders might bring characters, no, by born, but at the same time, they as well as some others can develop leadership qualities over time. Right. Then we have to accept the both. Say that leaders are born, while some other leaders may be developed, can be developed. But this theory says all leaders are born. They cannot be made. Right. But they argue for that based on saying that leaders can be identified looking at their inherited or born characteristics or personality traits. Right. Those personality traits should be considered with their physiological characters or physical appearance and with the other psychological and social capacity. Right. Then some writers consider this part of leadership theory as great man theory, great person theory of leadership. Yeah. Then as examples for these leaders, they are presenting the good names of the great persons like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, John Kennedy. We also had the heroic leaders during the ancient period, not now. Right. There were some such great business leaders also, no, like Bill Gates. But now he is doing some other antisocial things also, making antisocial decisions also. That happens no, at the after reaching to some levels, they are in some other roles, antisocial roles. Right, then Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all founding leaders of big companies like Steve Jobs, Sony founded, McDonald founder of Giant, General Motors, General Electric, Toyota. They also can be identified as leaders, their qualities by the family. Right. Then here Mahatma Gandhi is given, no, as a great example. Right. But at the same time, Mahatma Gandhi also studied, no, in UK, no, in the London Business University, no. That might also help him to, improve the personality. But most of those qualities might be brought by both by these people, not individuals. Therefore, today, even in future, we have to accept this one to a certain level partly, but we have to agree with the other part also. But was rejected by us. We said leaders cannot be made, but we can make leaders through education, training, development, seminars. There are different methods. Even through new technologies like AI, artificial leaders can be presented. No? But artificial, it can be created and used to make decisions. To a certain level, the technology can make decisions also, no, as human beings. But there are some error decisions made by the technology. You have to correct it. Right. Right. But this is what this theory says. Traits leadership theory or traits and approach to leadership say leaders are born. They cannot be made or developed. To say so, they they have used the personality characters brought by both, or inherited characters brought by those male people, male individuals. Then they say that there's a strong correlation between the presentation of these personality traits and the effectiveness of the leadership of these persons. Even if we do that today, there's a relationship, no, with the personality and the leadership effectiveness of the study person. But we can find some findings, no, to say that some people have developed leadership qualities, acquired them over time. If we interview some successful leading people, no, leaders, they will say, no, some may say, we both contribute my inherited characters as well as the other factors also help me to be a leader like as today. Some may say mostly my leadership mattered the family background, something like the personality. Actually, leadership means these qualities, capacity, and physical. Physical appearance actually mostly inherited, but through beauty, culture, those things, now we can modify drastically. No? Even a man can appear as a woman. Today, such technologies are there. Even physical appearance can be modified. But then other capacities also can be developed, but we can say which are also not generated by both the speakability, sociability, responsibility orientation, capacity of a person, and human orientation. The other needs, ego needs, status needs, all can be inherited. No? But for some, these might be considered when they are growing up in a society. Right. Therefore, practically, you have to accept this and that both together. But if you are asked to explain this one, this is the way you have to write about this one, leadership. After that, you can provide your different views about this. Comment on this also can be provided. But before that, you have to present the actual situation of this theory. What it has said. Right, then we will move to the next one. It is a very decisive era to understand or develop leadership theories. That is called behavioral era of leadership or behavioral approach to leadership or behavioral theories of leadership. For the time being, I will move to the next slide. This is considered as the number one research and the findings done in the behavioral era. The study name has not been given here. You can write down that separately. These findings were introduced by or noted by the Iowa Leadership Study. IOWA, Iowa. Another place in the USA, prefecture, or another city. IOWA, I capital, Iowa. Iowa Research Group attached to the Iowa State University. Introduced these three leadership styles, classical leadership styles. In red color words, those three styles can be seen. Right, what are the three leadership styles? First one, autocratic. I can give different names for each. First one is authoritarian or autocratic leadership style. Second one, democratic leadership style. Third one, laissez-faire leadership style. Are the three classical leadership styles found by the Iowa study, Iowa research on leadership. Right. Then I can give different names, similar names for each. These are the similar ones. One was given already, no? Autocratic, authoritarian, both are same. Then other names are hierarchical leadership. Then command leadership or command style, hierarchical style. Then task oriented style. More emphasis is given on the task, not on the relationship. Task or task compliance or task oriented style or leadership. Then this can be used to explain about that. Telling. Now I am also telling you are listening. If it happens, it is similar to using that leadership style, authority. Only one way communication happens. No or less participation. Right. Telling style. Right. Then what's the meaning of that? Using the telling word, you can explain about. Right. Then managers having this leadership or telling style or authoritative leadership, try to make the decision alone. They make the decision alone. Right. Then after making the decision alone using the authority for the position, they try to communicate that to implement with the subordinates. Only implementation is done with the subordinates. Or the entire decision is made alone by the manager. That's why it is said that telling style or authoritative style. Telling, nah? But we can't say it is bad. It may be suitable for some situations where that should happen as the senior manager's philosophy, and where the subordinates are not capable and willing to make decisions, to help decisions. Then it is meant for such situations, not for all situations, other situations. Where the teamwork should happen. Right. Then second one is ideal for those situations. No, it is said as the democratic style. Then you will consider these similar names for that. There are many names. One is shared. That term is there. No, shared leadership or shared style. Shared. SHARED. Then participative style or participative leadership. Then team leadership or team style. Then consensus style. It is highly used in Japanese organizations. Japan consensus. Then country club leadership or country club style or country club management. I will assign you to follow that particular grid model, which was developed based on these findings in the behavioral leadership studies. Right. Then I give selling. No? Sorry, reading for that. Now you can consider selling. Selling for this as another word, similar word. Right. Selling is selling ideas. These democratic leaders try to sell ideas. They do that first by listening, as well as inviting others to take part in the decision-making process. That's why it is said that the participate or share or team. Right. As mentioned, these leaders, managers having this leadership try to make the decisions participatively with followers or subordinates. And after that, implementation also happens participative in a bottom-up manner. The first one happened top-down. That's how we should distinguish first and the second. Right. Third one is very rarely seen, but people like Tamika Perez, those leaders like using this time. Right. Then these leaders try to delegate more and more tasks for other managers and employees. They try to consider only the very critical strategic matters. Right. Here also you can identify some similar names. One has to be given in the bracket, genuine style. There are some other similar words. Empower is management, or empower is style, or empower is leadership. IMPOVERISED, empower is. Some say improverist. Right. The meaning is these leaders try to improve the behavior and capacity of followers, giving more delegations. Then last similar word is delegative. Delegative style. So delegative, yeah. Right. Therefore, these leaders try to delegate more and more tasks, even they are in the democratic style, to their subordinates, assuming and observing that their followers are capable enough to be delegated. Right. Then leader considers only the critical matters. All other tasks, authorities are given shifted to other managers and employees, to the team, for the team. Right. Whenever followers are having high maturity level and readiness capabilities, this may work. But the ideal leadership style is the democratic one. There is another name, ideal. IDEAL. Like ideal motors. Ideal. That means a democratic style matches to most situations, not to all. It does not match to the situations where the first and third should work. But it matters to most situations. Therefore, it is said as the ideal leadership style. Democratic style is the ideal one. Okay, then we will go to the previous slide. These are the Iowa results. Right. Then in the first two rows, we will consider the other similar two studies carried out in the USA attached to these other popular state universities in America, no? In the USA. This study has been carried out in the Ohio, a research group attached to the Ohio State University. This study has been carried out by a research group attached to the Michigan State University. Right, all the high-ranking university events today, no? Iowa, Michigan, Ohio, maybe in the same basket of Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and so on. Right. But time to time, their ranking varies, no? Goes up and down. But no major changes happen in their rankings. Right. Then, in these two columns, we see Ohio studies or researchers found initiative structure and consideration as two leadership dimensions. Michigan has found production-centered supervision, or has called production-centered supervision the employee-centered supervision. But these are the two words I gave in the definition. Right. These indicate the two names given by the two indicate the task orientation. Need of work. It is the task done by the leader of the manager. That's a task focus, task orientation. These two indicate the relationship orientation or employee orientation of the leader. We said the both should be considered, no? Task as well as relationship or employee orientation, people orientation. But the situation has not been found by that time. That theory came later. Right. Then consider the same two dimensions is a Blake and Morton. After these Ohio and Michigan studies, might develop this leadership grid theory or management grid theory. They have also used the task orientation and relationship orientation. For task orientation, they consider this name, couple of words, concern for production. Then for relationship orientation, they consider concern for people, those terms. Right. Then considering putting these two into the two sides, they have developed that grid model or matrix. I will assign you to Google and download and jot down it on your paper. I can write down, it takes time. It's first a big square should be taken. Then for two sides of the square, you have to take this one for the horizontal side, this one for the vertical side. Then both sides should be scaled from low to high. But at the same time, the both sides should be scaled into 9 intervals, 9 parts. Then you have to link them. Then you will find 81, 9 into 9, 81, no? Small squares as a spreadsheet or as a grid. Right. Then on the grid, all 81 points present the 81 different leadership styles, but all are not identified. The 4 corner points and the middle point as 5 leadership styles can be highlighted. Can you download that using Google? There are 2 ways. You can search for the author's name or either from the work name. Better to type, use the work name, no? Leadership grid theory or management grid theory. Then many citations will come. You have to double select and double click one. Or you can type as images, images of leadership grid theory. Then image.com will give you all the diagrams. You have to select a better diagram, not this diagram. Online members also can do the same using Google. Search for the author's name or the work name. Better to use the type the work name leadership grid theory. Or you can say images of management grid theory or leadership grid theory. Then many images will come. Then you have to click and expand. Then you will see the same elements I communicated now about this one. Anybody? You have nice colors also. No? The whole diagram presents the management grid theory or leadership grid theory introduced by Blake and Morton, based on these behavioral leadership findings. Then first we have to draw big square. Look here. Then you have to use those words, concern for production for the horizontal axis, no? Below, bottom line. Then concern for people for the left vertical line. Using arrows into 2 directions, you have to scale the 2 sides. Right. On left, we have to indicate low scale. Then on right, we have to say high. Both sides should be mentioned in that way. Then put arrows in two directions. Right, then each side should be divided into 9, equal 9 intervals. Then you can link them. Then you will get 81 small squares. Right, in the big square. Right. But all I want to identify only the four corner points and the middle point as 5 major leadership positions. 5 positions should be identified. Then you can color them. But you have to indicate the cell number with the two numbers. The left below one should be indicated as 1, no? 1, comma 1, or 1.1. Better to use a comma. 1, comma 1. Then you can color them. Then right opposite one is right top one. It is 9, no? Right opposite one is 9. Huh? Opposite means right opposite to the 1 is 9. Right corner one. Opposite corner one. Right. Then left upper part, left upper cell is 1, 9. Then right opposite one is the 9, 1. Right below one. Right. Then the middle point is the 5, 5. But these can be given with particular technical names. What's the technical name given in to 1, 1? Impoverished style. It is similar to the Lysis pair style. I indicated under Iowa leadership styles. Right. Then here the leader uses low task and low relationship orientation. Why? The followers are well matured, no? They present the maximum maturity and readiness, willingness. Observing that, leader may be thinking that I need not to bother about it, right? Then I should delegate all the tasks to them. Taking only the critical task to my hands. That is similar to the delegative style or license pair style. But here, Blake and Morton have said that empowered management style. Right. The right opposite one is the 9, is the best style. It is indicated as team leadership or team management. Right. Then left upper corner is 1, 9. It is said as country club management. It is one part of the democratic leadership style. Right. Then 5, 5 is indicated as middle the road management or middle the path management. It is also part of the democratic leadership style. Right? Team leadership also a part of the democratic leadership style. These all three belong to the democratic. That's why I said it is the ideal style. It matches to most situations. Democratic was identified in Iowa. That's the classical one, basis one, Iowa leadership styles. It only found leadership styles as three major styles. Right, then one is left to explain. Right below one, it is 9, 1. High task, low relationship. It is said as task compliance management or task oriented leadership. It is similar to what? In the Iowa, first one, autocratic or authoritarian. Right, in 9, you see both are high. Focus to task and relationship, both are high. High task, high relationship. On left, low task, high relationship. In left bottom, both are low. In 5 you can say medium task or moderate task and moderate relationship. Both are moderate. But leader study you want to project would not fall into these five points exactly. It may fall into one way, but looking at the density, you have to see to which it flows more closer and how to improve towards the optimum level. Therefore, those are the practical implications of this model. Right. Writers identify 3 advantages of this model, practical advantages of this model to managers. One is, still they can, looking at at a glance, they can know the 2 dimensions influencing leader effectiveness. What are these 2 dimensions? Task and relationship. But they have said concern for production and concern for people. But this can be applied not only for manufacturing, production, organization, but for services as well. And better be used in task. Common term is the task orientation. People orientation, no, relationship orientation can be used for both sectors. Managing people in both the sectors. But all these studies might be carried out during those time in early 20th century in manufacturing businesses. That's the case, no? For all the studies. They had only industries, manufacturing. Later only similar practices were imported to the service business, service sectors. Even quality management practices, no? Started in the manufacturing sector, in industries. But then similar practices can be used in services as well. Even a small business, in the NGOs also, in schools, universities also. Ultimate aim is achieve the excellence, business excellence. It is common to any business. And all having customers, employees, all having stakeholders, all having strategic goals. Therefore, all these what found in manufacturing studies, research can be applied to service sectors also. Right. Another one is remaining here. XY theory, no? Douglas McGregor has introduced this under the evolution of management. We discussed that, no? I mentioned that. XY theory is a motivation theory, but more than a motivation theory, it can be used to identify the leadership style theory. Right. The XY theory introduced by Douglas McGregor gives the foundation, basis to understand what kind of style should be selected and used by the manager. Right. Then X and Y side categories presented to projected behaviors of their followers. Right. X theory indicates the negative behaviors and negative assumptions of managers about their subordinates. Then in the usage ebook, you can refer particular page. It clearly indicates these characteristics, right? Into the 2 sides, X and Y. Right. Cosine that to find the case, I will show that. As I remember, these characters are like this. Managers assume that under this theory, average workers are very lazy. They are less ambitious, right? They are highly dependent on the supervisor or boss. Therefore, they should be supervised strictly. They motivate from money, physiological, motivational factors, physical and security factors. Right. Then the positive things can be attributed under the X theory about the workers. They say it says that workers are self-monitored, or they try to manage their tasks self. They try to organize their tasks self. They are ambitious. Their motivation happen not only at the lower levels, but with the upper levels, psychological levels as well. Right. This is the tool even today that managers should consider to identify the workers' behavior and to in turn to select and use the leadership style. Now we identify different leadership styles, but managers can use this XY theory as the basis to understand the nature of the worker behavior and capability, motivation. Knowing that only manager should change the style over workers, no? Worker to worker. Then now modern leadership theories say that situational leadership, worker to worker, the behavioral differences should be found. Then manager should use different styles to match with individual workers. That's the idea behind team management. Even in a team, members are not the same. No? Yes, behaviors are different. Therefore, to lead a team, you have to identify the behavioral differences of each and every member. After that, you have to use your leadership skills. Distinctive. Right, as mentioned here, even these are working not only in humans but in animals also. Even we can study a lot of things by attributing animals like flying birds, right? Right? Eating birds, herds of elephants, herds of cattle. No? We can know how they are following these leadership qualities or follow behaviors. Yeah, in the evening or in the morning, you will, if you observe flying flock of birds, no, you can realize that attribute. There's a leading bird. No? Sometimes it rotates the leading to others also. All these are happening as per the themes mentioned in the behavioral leadership studies. Therefore, managers also do the same task. Now, into unknowingly about these theories. And then behavioral leadership studies findings are over. Now we are moving to the situational leadership theory or situational approaches. These theories emphasize the dominant nature of the situation. Right. Even task orientation and relationship orientation should be modified knowing the nature of the situation. It says that leadership style varies as the leader situation varies. Leader situation means the situation faced by the leader as well as the team or the members. Right. But the situation is not the situation we think. Right. We don't consider the unlive events. Those are there. Those are happening in the environment. Managers cannot control them. The external environment cannot be controlled by the manager. But they should know, they should be able to predict them. That's what we identified in the introduction lesson. At the end of that, they should be able to predict the certainty or uncertainty level of the environment, looking at different factors, scenarios. But internally, leadership style should be matched with those situations. Matching means they should know the capacity, willingness, and confidence of the leader and the team members for a situation, in a situation. As in COVID, it's a strange one, event faced by everybody in the world. Right then, at the very beginning of the COVID pandemic, the entire world got panicked, right? How this should be responded. But now it is a normal. But now these days another pandemic is happening in India or somewhere, Kerala. I heard news. It may come, but it is a animal made one, natural one. The happened one is an artificial one. Right then, situation to be considered here would be explained in the model I am going to show now in the next slide. But here we can consider three popular situational leadership theories, but I have only considered the last one. The other two can be studied later in your OB subject. But in management, most practical and very easiest one is to understand the readiness level of followers introduced by Hessian plan charts. Right. Then we will see that. There are other names to call this theory. That is one. But better than that, you can call this as Hessian plan charts situational leadership model or Hessian plan charts contingency. The two words are similar, contingency and situation. Situational. Or some writers call this as the life cycle leadership theory. Life cycle. Because the curve, leadership curve is similar to the life cycle curve. Similar curves, bell curves are used to indicate the product life cycle or project life cycle or career life cycle. Right. Therefore, some writers use that name also, life cycle theory of leadership, introduced by Hesse and Blanchard. Right. Then if you look at the two sides of this, this is not a square, rectangular box, two sides. Here you see the task orientation. That is one major dimension found in the behavioral leadership studies. In the Blake model also, you had a look about that same. Then it has been scaled. This is the way, you should present arrows in that square type diagram. This is the same way. Right. Then relationship with behavior, people orientation or supportive behavior should be placed here. It is also scaled in this way, as low and high. Right. These are not the new things. These have been borrowed from the behavioral leadership studies by Hesse and Blanchard. This is the new part they have found. Right. This indicates the way we should conceptualize the situation. Right. Then it is indicated here with 4 scales. R1, R2, R3, R4. R indicates the readiness level. Readiness level of the follower. We all should have that, no? To perform a task, you should have a readiness level to do that, engage in that. Right. Then it is also readiness level. Then we should know how to measure that, how to evaluate it. Then the authors have given use 3 variables, behavioral indicators, to identify the followers' readiness level. What are the 3 indicators? Even those are happening in us also. Our abilities. We need to perform. First, we need to have certain level of ability to do that task. No? Ability. Only having ability is not enough. We should have the willingness to use that. It is called willingness. Right. At the same time, we need to have the confidence also. Confidence or securance. Then all three should be used, evaluated together to identify the particular readiness level or particular situational level. Situation. Right. Then in R1, what is found? Here all 3 variables are negative. Followers are unable, they are unwilling, they are not confident, they are insecure. Therefore, that situation is considered as the worst situation faced by the leader and the members. Right. Then to address such a worst situation, then what is the best style the leader should use? Select and use. What is that? It is the steering style, autocratic style. In such a situation, Manager should better to use the task-oriented style or autocratic style because the situation is very worst. Worst means the readiness level is very low. Right. But leader may be confident, but problem is with the followers behavior. That's why this model is saying in this scenario, the leader should select and use the telling style, autocratic style. That's the best one. Other styles should not be used here. Then we will move to the next one. That is considered as the R2. You have to do a small correction here. In R1, all three appear negative, no? Here, first one only be positive. Then you have to correct that as not as unable, but as able. Followers are able. The other two are negative. Able, but unwilling and insecure or not confident. But at least they are able. Therefore, the situation is differently identified as a little improvement. Right. Then, since followers are able in this situation, then leader should move from telling to selling. If you go up, you will see the style is 2 on the curve, no? It's 2. From here, if you go straight, then you will find telling. That is a style 1. Okay. Then leader should move from authoritative to democratic. Selling is one aspect of the democratic style, but it is not the full democratic. Maybe benevolent not authoritative type. Certain teamwork is there. Open communication is also there. It is called benevolent. R1 is called exploitive authoritative, full authoritative. This is benevolent authoritative. But here it is said as selling. Selling means leader should at least listen to their followers. Listen, only listening should happen. No invitation to get ideas. Sometimes if they try to say something, leader should at least listen. Right. Then here combination is high task, low relationship, but here is selling both the high task, high relationship. Right. Then this is another better situation because it moves from the moderate level. These two are within the moderate, low to moderate. This is now it moves from moderate to high. That's that. I should reopen now. I show. No? Yeah. Right. And you can sign now. Even after the break, you can do. Now, we have passed the moderate level and come to the R3. Then here also a small correction should be done. Here, first two are positive, able and willing. Able and willing, but insecure, not confident. Last one is negative. First two are positive. Right. Then that is far better, no, than the first one, and better than the second one. Right. Then if you go up to touch the curve, then you will find style 3 should work here. That is participating. Participate. That is also one part of the democratic style. Participate. I give all the names for most of the names were given for democratic. Right. Then here combination is low task, high relationship. No? Low task, high relationship. Task consideration should be minimized, but still relationship focus should be maintained. Right. Because they have not come to the full maturity level. It will happen in the next one. Then here in R4, all three are positive. Able, willing, and confident. Properly mentioned. Need not to do a correction. All three are positive. Then it's the best one. Then if you go ahead, up, you will find S4 is suitable for this situation. S4 is what? Delegate, license player or empowerist management. Most are delegated. Right. Combination is high task, low relationship. High task, low relationship. Sorry, both are low. Both are low. Low task, low relationship. Both are low. Leader task and relationship orientation is low. It is empowerment, similar to empower, fully delegated. Then these trials have been explained with a sentence, no, at least. What's the explanation given in as style 1 by the authors? Here the leader provides specific instruction and leader closely supervises the performance or tasks of the followers because they are in R1. In selling, leader explain decisions and provide opportunities for clarifications. Followers can clarify. Leader can listen. Right. Here in S3, leader shares ideas and facilitates decision making. Not only listening, leader invites purposefully the followers' ideas as inputs for the decision making. Right. Then here, leader turns over responsibility or changes his authority and responsibility of decision making and implementation from his or her hands to the subordinate hands. That's how we should distinguish these four styles. But to decide what is the style to be used, selected and used, the below part of the model, the observation and identification of the readiness level of the followers should be there. It should be based on that. Right. That's the stand of this model. Persian Lanka's situational leadership model. Actually, even today, if you work for a team or an organization, this is the way we should consider the situation. Right. You should know as a team how we should proceed, approach. We can't control other things, but you should know different factors affecting your decision, your task. But as the situation, you should know what's the competency level you have, no? Your team has. But here, as to the theory, sometimes actually practically lead also should know his capabilities, willingness, and confidence to face the situation. But only set for the followers. But invariably, it applies to the leader. First, he or she should recognize his capability, his willingness, and his familiarity with the situation. Right. Then it should be again checked with the members. Then only the style, particular style should be selected and used. Otherwise, if the situation is very worse, the manager, if it is a middle manager or lower manager, he or she should consult the superior. Or sometimes external expertise should be obtained, consultancy or something. Do that. It's the last part, no? Oh, no, there's another one. Another point, learning point. But anyhow, we have to finish now, otherwise we can't do the quiz. Right. Then before the break, we will finish it. It's a long topic compared to the other one, the topics we had. This is the last one, right? Modern approach to leadership. Even contingency theory is should be considered. Situational leadership should be considered as a modern one, right? But as per the textbook courses, there are modern theories developed under leadership. This is one of them. Here, one is the two comparative leadership styles. Model should be considered. What are those? Transactional and transformational. Right. Then we have to compare this. In comparing, we have to identify similarities as well as differences. In the same point, we can identify a similarity as well as a difference between the two. Right. We will go to the bottom part first, which present the result orientation of the two. What's the result orientation of transactional? To do improvement. What is the result orientation of this? To do excellent improvement. So achieve excellent or exceptional performance. Right. What's the similarity of that? Both leaders try to enhance performance, no? Right. Then it is a similarity. What's the difference? Transactional leaders try to achieve marginal performance. Transformational leaders try to achieve the best performance, excellent performance. Then it is different, no? Scale wise. Right. Then in here also, no, we can identify similarities and differences. How to identify them? Right. Challenges, no, in both we see challenges. Right. Then what's the similar point? Both transactional leaders and transformational leaders try to accept challenges. They both try to accept challenges or recognize challenges. But what's the difference in that? Transactional leaders try to recognize routine challenges or predictable challenges. But transformational leaders try to go beyond that to identify very non-routine or complex challenges taken place in the business environment. It is a similarity as well as a difference, no? In identifying challenges by both. Then in middle also you will do the same. Right, changes. In comparing managing and leading, you said leaders try to undertake changes, innovations. It is true for both. Then that's a similar point. Both the transactional leaders and transformational leaders try to do changes in the workplace. Right. It is a common one. But we see a difference in that. Then transactional leaders try to do technological change. or processual changes or structural changes. Those also should be done. Right. But contrast, transformational leaders try to go beyond that, doing very behavioral changes, so cultural changes and strategic changes. Right. Then they can achieve more results. That's why it is said that transformational leaders can go for the exceptional results. Right. They do not only consider changes as very straightforward changes. They try to identify the complex nature, complex patterns, and try to address them. Okay, no, that's how this part. But the theories develop transactional and transformational have explained in different ways. When you study the same in OB and all other courses, you will note them. But here, this is fundamental. These are the fundamentals. Bars is the one. Be a double list. Bars is the researcher who much considered about transformational leadership. Burns, BURNS, Burns is the one who considered about transaction. But both are highly recognized in leadership area. Now there's another one now, Evolio. Bars and Evolios, considering different leadership style, have introduced another leadership model to identify the ranges of the leadership as full range leadership. Full range. It is a combination of autocratic leadership, democratic and laissez-faire altogether. But found in the Iowa. Sorry, transactional, transformational, and laissez-faire. Transactional, transformational, and laissez-faire should come together in the full range leadership. Then it is automatically considered the first two found in Iowa. Only third one has been taken by laissez-faire. Because in transactional, what mostly happening the task-oriented task consideration, not the behavioral consideration. Then in transformational, definitely democratic behavioral consideration, team leadership, etc. should happen. Therefore, you can consider that also, no? The full range leadership. It is another new one, new model. Introduced by Bars and Evolius. These are Western leadership scholars. Bars and Evolius. AEOLIO, Evolio. Full range leadership model. It involves these two, transactional, transformational, then laissez-faire. It's a combination of the three. Right. Anyhow, this is the way we should now consider the modern leadership theories. Others are all behavioral leadership findings are classical. Iowa, including Iowa, can be considered as classical leadership theories. Even we can't make contingency away from this actually. Contingency also can be considered under the recent model. Okay, now then we will move to the last point to finish the lesson. Seven principles behind leadership development. Most of these are HR functions, major HR functions. it does start from second one, selection, employee selection. In HR training and development is HR. Career planning development is also an HR function. Right. There are three major HR functions working as three major principles of leadership development here. But in addition to them, this is the first one. To implement, to consider any practice in an organization, including leadership development practice, the particular term or the practice should be considered as a value, or it should be included in the corporate level strategies as well. Right. That's the first principle. Principles are the guidelines. Guidelines given, messages given. Right. Right. Then it is further said that in doing that, all organizations and all managers should be able to allow leadership development not only at the top level, that's a start, but in other levels also, in middle and lower levels also. Right. These hints should be used in this first point, first principle. Right. Second one, even at the entry level of people to the organization, their leadership potentials, qualities should be evaluated. Right. Especially when they are recruited for managerial jobs or management trainee jobs. No, it is crucial. To do that, to check that, they normally interviewers try to read the profile. No? In the profile, not only paper qualifications, but they should observe the extracurricular activities. No, those candidates have done. So they can ask some questions. No, to detect that. If they have worked before in other organization, the evaluators can check what are the changes they have introduced, right? How they handle turbulent situations, no? How they enhance the performance in teams, likewise. There are different ways, but anyhow, in the selection level, those should be identified, leadership potentials of each and every person. I think, but always there is a gap, no? We can't always par with the requirements. There is a gap, no matter the gap, nature of the gap and the level then that can be fulfilled through training. Here, a lot of training aspects should be covered to the leadership development, to improve soft skills. Number one is the communication. Communication. Then in career planning, it is a very proactive HR function. Organizations need not to wait when the leadership requirements or leadership replacement, etc. are identified. They have to have a good plan in the succession plan. Succession plan, for example, after retirement of this position person in this position, who should come next? Likewise, those should be in place. Right. Then in implementing these practices, senior managers can tactfully use the line managers, middle managers as the leadership developers, pillars, fill in all resources, including the information resource, because they know, as the divisional heads, they know the leadership strength and weaknesses of their people. Therefore, this practice is very important in implementing any managerial practice. The middle managers or departmental heads should be used as the intermediaries. Right. Then in all are they are including the last one, unless a company organization is having a strong shared culture, values, it cannot implement or sustain these practices in the long run. Therefore, the sixth requirement is what? Having a strong or shared or guiding corporate culture with values. Right. They can guide everybody. Even CEO should follow them. Employees should follow them. Branch manager should follow them. Head office people should follow them. Even customers, suppliers also should know how things are happening now in this organization. That is communicated by the culture. Right, last one. The chief executive officer of the organization is responsible for the good or badness of leadership development. They should take the baton now in charge, should be in charge to help grooming leaders throughout the organization. Nobody else. Right. Therefore, all these should happen. One cannot be eliminated. Therefore, all 7 should be there in a combined way as a system. Such an organization only can develop and ensure leadership development in the long run. Right. That's the end of the handout. Then we will have a break now for about 50, 20 minutes. Coming back, we will have the quiz. I don't think today we have time to study this. After the quiz. Okay, online members also can have your on refreshment for about 15 to 20 minutes. Coming back, we will have our quiz. It will be on leadership part. Yes, sir. One also join. Then now there are 5. Otherwise, we cannot find a place. Right, you can use this signatures.
මේක වසත් තියෙනවා. ඔව්. ඔතිය වසත්. මොකද පෙන්නන්නේ ඊපස් රයිට් දාද්දි. රයිට්. ආන්සර් දාන්නේ මොකද දාන්නේ? හරි ඒක බලන්න. නම්බර් දෙක ගන්න. ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රීස් ටික සිලෙක්ට් කරමු සත්‍ය වෙලා ගමු. ඒක ඔයගොල්ලෝ එනවා අපි අර data ගන්නවා. ඔය prices සම්බන්ධයෙන්
There's a big crowd in the book exhibition, no? DMSA from the first day. Then it was raining a big crowd. Foreign books may be very expensive now, no? Double, triple the prices. I think. Foreign books, English books. But Indian ones may be cheaper, no? Indian books. Indian printed books may be cheaper. Then shall we have the quiz following the list? Others will join. Right, online members may also be there. No? But they will be called later. But then you can hear, virtually, right? First one, Veera Singh, number 1. Right.
Modern approach to leadership. Two types leadership is there. One is transformation approach and transactional approach. Is the transformation approach. It is a complex pattern. It should include unproven and complex and living challenges. And also its focus is mainly people's possibilities and the future. Also based on communities and accountability. Strategic multi-dimensional and open new pathway for the and action. It may result in performance.
If the same, if the guys to go extra miles, as a team. Right. Gramik, number 2. Absent. Kanika. Absent. No? Prabhu, you are the number 3. Yeah.
The point is about democratic style, which coming under 3 leadership style. The democratic style we can also call the style, participative leadership and team style. This leadership function mainly make decision participating with subordinates and with the members of the group.
What are the other names for that?
Consensus style, country club management, selling idea, ID style.
Those are also relevant to this democratic leadership style. Prabhu, well, Momo attending next. Mineka, number 5. Oh, Menaka. Mineka. Nileka. Upset. IR Jayasinghe number 6. IR Jayasinghe also upset. Number 6. MR Jayasinghe number 7.
So it is leadership styles. There are many. There are three leadership styles. It is by Iowa. First one is autocratic style. Second one is democratic style. Third one is genuine style. Autocratic style means the manager around exercise the authority decision making. Like telling style, it means try to take decision around it. Democratic style means leadership functions are shared with members of the group. Like share leadership and team style and style can't be management setting style. The genuine style means the manager observes that members of the group are working well and they are own. In category, it includes delegates more and more others and equalist and dedicated style try to improve in behavior, increasing capacity include.
Virako number 9.
Main point is great approach to leadership. This states that the best leaders have certain different characters, have characteristics and qualifiers, such as physical appearance, speech, capacity, achievement, participation, responsibility, and status. Therefore, this clearly assumes that the leaders are born and not trained.
Can you give an example for such a figured leader? In our handout, who appears? You only the one define customer. Customer term was on a very broader sense, no? Mahatma Gandhi, no? There's a definition, no? With different many sentences. In that, no idea. Can you download that? Customer as per Gandhi. The different one in marketing. Actually, in managing quality, such a perspective should be used about customer. Now, these days, I finished that book, quality management. There, I included this definition. I thought it is relevant to include there. Anybody got that? Downloaded. Normally, we use Kotler's definitions about customer. Kotler's. You got? Who download? Loan definition. Can you read out one by one loudly?
We are dependent on him. He is on content interaction in our work. He is the purpose of it. He is not an outsider in our business. He is part of it. We are not doing him a favor by serving. He is doing us for a favor by giving us an opportunity to.
Yeah. What's your feeling about that? It's a good definition about the customer. Yes, no? I mean, these have not been much addressed by the West. customer is not a stranger to our premises. He's an honorable guest. He is not depending on us as an organization. We are depending on the customers. No? Right. He is not an outsider. He is only user. He or she is the part of the bank, part of the business. He is not interrupting our task, but he is the purpose of that. No. Then we are not serving to the customers as employees or managers of organizations, but customers are giving opportunities us to do so. But they are very broad insights. No? Then I included that in that book to explain the chapter about quality and customer satisfaction. But it is in local language. All English terms and glossaries are there, index, those are there. Right, next one, Madhushani, number 10. The definition ID. Later, I better translate that. No? Local copy to the English can be done. There can be another verification. This should be done. But we have to think in our own language to do a thing, not in English. Later, we can use the English for the linking, no? Linking, translation, those. But most of us are doing it the other way. We are supposed to think in English as the English people. Then we have looked. Our creativity, innovation, all are not used. Therefore, we have to think in our own way, no? Own style. Then English should be used to market. Okay, to the outside. That should be corrected from the childhood. Otherwise, we can't. Development is a dream on for us. Nothing would happen. We will enhance our foreign debts step by step towards future. And to settle them, at least we have to sell our properties, public properties here. Maybe security, the whole everything should be sort of or rented out for 90 years. That's the only available solution. Right, then Samarkand, YG, number 11.
Focus on listening others focus build strong relationship, inspiring, motivating, and quick units as the teamwork like that.
Still, continue. Okay.
The parts of the differentiating the manager and the leader's qualities. Manager qualities as the personal, consulting, analytical, position power. And on the other hand, leader's quality, flexibility, creative, initiative.
But keep in mind that both should happen to a manager. Finally, manager should be able to play leadership roles as such. But For the understanding purpose only, we had a heading as distinguishing, managing and leading. Or should work for one question, managing. Right. Someone money, number 12. No.
Today, my point is situational approach to leadership. Situational approaches to leadership clearly purpose that the most effective approach to leadership depends on the work situation. There is no one right way to lead that they fit all situations. The ability of a manager to be an effective leader depends on the particular situation and the leadership style that they use.
Right, this is again about traits, Mahatma Gandhi, this one. It's a typical explanation given by him, no? We can't find such an explanation, right, other than that. Then it would be another good example to say, use him as to identify traits as leaders are born. So he studied there in UK. Right. How about there? Number 30, absent. Guessing KDT, number 14.
Objective is responsible for controlling and organization of the group or a set of entities to achieve particular objectives. Managing is about making sure that the day-to-day operations are being performed as expected. Leadership is the ability to an individual to influence, motivate to get tasks done, develop relationship with them as well as situation. Leadership requires a vision to guide change.
It's a good point. Now, when the leaders embrace vision, they are vision critical. Managers try to embrace goals and objective targets. Sudarsha, absent, no? Abheguna 16.
Modern approach to leadership. There are two types of these approach: transformational approach and conceptual approach. The similarity of both these approaches, both leaders try to recognize challenges. The difference of this approach, transformational approaches focus on people, possibility, and the future. Transactional approach focus on system, process, and structure. And the result of transformational approach is excellent performance. The result of transactional approaches improve.
Right. Next one, Dionagi, 17.
Today, my learning point is Dr. McGregor's 6Y theory. It is also called as the theory of managers and workers' behavior. Theory X called talk about the overall negative assumption towards the subordinates. As examples, the managers assume that workers are lazy and dependable and should be directed and need to avoid responsibility. And theory Y states the workers are very positive and easy to direct to work, and they seek responsibility and also can make good decisions.
That XY theory provides the basis to understand the worker behavior, follower behavior, and managers to select and use the particular leadership style, on each and everything. But Wonder 18. Absent. You're the.
Today, my learning point is behavior approach to leadership. one is the living style. When the leader take decision in the organization, we can call as task compliance and task oriented style. The other one is democratic style. Leadership functions are having the members of the group. Organization, they will conduct as a group and take the decisions as a group. The other one is research style. Manager will supervise the members of the group and they have authority to take the decisions by their own. We can call as delegated style and improvised leadership.
Is that so idea? Last name? The relations, not that one. This one not aware here. And it's aware is under DD. Normally it comes in motivation. Right? Let's see, completing this one. Panda is okay, no? Right. Then Gautam. First answer.
By learning 7 principles to develop leadership. Development of strategy, selection, training for leadership, career development, line managers and line leadership developers, corporate cultures, and flexibility.
Right. 7 principles. What is powerful there? More powerful. No, all 7 are required. All 7 should be considered. That's why there are 7. Athidian. That's it. Number 20. 21, no presentations. Always blanks. 22, Vitanagi.
My point is behavioral approach leadership. There are 3 types of leadership styles founded by style. First one is authoritarian, and it is called also autocratic style. Here, the managers are exercise the authority to decision making, and second one is democratic style. Otherwise, we call them shared style and team style. And here is the leadership function shared with members. Then we call it even sell ideas. And here inviting others to participate with ideas. And the third one is there is fair style. And even we call it genuine style and delegative style. The managers observe that members working well on their own.
23 now presentations. All are blanks. Right, 24 online. I think Mohammed, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Sir, very good.
Today my learning point is TED's approach for leadership. It explains leaders are born with distinct characteristics such as confidence, intelligence, creativity, decisions making. And this can differentiate leaders and followers as well. But leaders also can develop by learning and experience.
Right. From there, what's your experience, observation about your national leadership? What kind of leadership style is there? Mostly in average.
In average, I think they
Autocratic? Or
in average they're using autocratic
autocratic.
because yes, they are using only their nationalities to make decisions.
Anyhow, they are performing well, no?
Yes,
Because of that, people should follow them. People should be, yeah. To match with that country's, I think that's the effective, no, leadership style for them. That's required now, no? In future, we don't know what would happen. Now, that's the required one, no, for such a country.
yes.
Right. Then next three numbers are in blanks. 25 as presented on the first day. On other days, no. 25. Sorry. No, Ahmed. Ahmed is the next. Sorry. 25. Ahmed. Are you there? There's a name for 25. Only one day he has come. After that, blanks. Today also same I think. Only one day he answered. Right. The other two are in blanks. Number 26, 7. Then Khalid is here. An active member. Khalid. Today I've said. That lead one, no? Khalid. Yeah. Then 29, 30 are also idle. No members. Right. 31, Randika. Yeah.
My learning point is modern approaches to leadership. There are two approaches. First one is transformational approach. Second one is transactional approach. Transactional approach is designed for technical and good-line challenges. It's focused on system, process and structure, and based on priorities and programs solving. And technical liner and return to full action is expected start is important.
Next one, Farhan. Farhan.
Yes, sir.
Online.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. My learning point is the black and model explain the leadership based on the task and people concern. So where it's identify 5 main areas: 1.1 and 9.1, 5.5 and 9.9, and 1.9. So 1.1 it says that impressive manager. It's mean he's concerned about the lower concern over the task and also the people. Then 1.9 where it's called as authority compliances, where the manager is mainly concerned about the task, not and high concern over the task and lower concern over the people. Then 5.5 it is like a middle of the road, where the manager concern over the people and task and moderate level. Then 9.1 country club, where the manager concerned about the people and less concerned about the task. And 9.9, there it is called as team management, where the manager concerned about the people and task in a high level. And basically the team management is ideal one for the organization, but based depend on the situation, they can change it. That's what, sir.
Then based on your observation there, what kind of style is mostly visible at the national level or in organizational levels?
Like the based on this like it is like a which level we are working, like a functional level, business level, corporate level. So like when come to the functional routing jobs, it is good to authoritative compliances, but when come to the strategic levels, it is good for go for the team management.
Okay, level wise we have to identify, no?
Yeah,
right. Next one, Hasim.
My turning point is the behavior that goes to leadership. The authoritarian, otherwise autocratic style means the manager alone exercises authority in decision making. Also, the democratic style, which means the leadership functions are shared with members of the group or laissez-faire. It's also called the genuine style. The manager observes the members of the group are working well on their own. Right.
Lakman, 34.
My learning point is behavior approach to leadership. There are three leadership styles in the approach. First one, autocratic. Under this, manager try to communicate direction and implement strong centralized authority over the subordinate, and always based on the policy and direction. Leaders make direction and not expecting participation from others. At next, democratic. Leaders are expecting input and feedback from subordinate, and always change their decision based on hearing their suggestion. Manager empower people follow around them. Next one is later prayer. The managers are observed work done by subordinates or the close supervision of expert at this level. Managers provide guidance and instruction for completing site tasks.
Right. 35 is blank one. November. 37, Jayashant.
I don't know about this behavioral approach to the leadership. So there are three approach, like autocratic style. The manager alone exercise the authority in decision making. It also have another name, task oriented decision style, hierarchy style. So the common is the democratic style. The leadership functions are shared with the members of the group. This leadership function mainly make decisions within the participation of the organization. So verbally leadership style, the manager observes that the members of the group are working on their own. So that's also.
38. Absent. Yeah, always mostly absent. Kalashini.
Is the situational approach to leadership. The emphasis the situation as the dominate feature in considering the characteristics of effective leadership. Leaders style may vary as of the leadership situation varies. To identify the particular situational level, there are three indicators. First one is ability, willingness, confidence.
Valley Gamagi.
Approaches to leadership.
First one is autocratic approach, and that approach.
Style. Those are styles.
Style as the manager moves for a lot. And second style is the democratic style. The style the manager works with their team members. And third style is genuine style. In genuine style, the manager observes their team members. He is not removed alone.
Right, then at individual level, the leader also can consider that as an approach, right? Democratic approach type. Right? But overall, we identify these as styles, different styles. Right, so is that. Absent. Yes, you are not a Tamil, no? Interesting. Looks like a Tamil, no? Looks like a Tamil. Interesting. Anyhow, my interpretation would be good for you. Gayan, number 40. Gayan.
Good morning, good afternoon, sir. My learning point is the importance of leadership and leadership was management, and management may responsible for implement this tactics and organization access to move the business toward its goals, but it's leadership that sets the leadership is the sets that goals, and the leadership determine companies over achieving their goals and targets and the directions when the while managers handling their every operation, then leaders will take care of everything.
Then I'll ask the same question from you, since you are from overseas. Based on your observations there, what kind of leadership style can be seen in average? Yeah, he gave a good explanation. It should be considered level wise. Likewise, but what's your response?
It's that in my organization that whatever the decisions they want to take, they will take as a team. They will get together, and after that, after discussion everything, then they will make the decision.
You started to explain in such a way, very specific way. I thought it is the case from you. You wanted to say you were telling that based on the nature of the decision, they try to use the style, no?
Yes.
There is also there, no? Situational orientation. If the decision should be made quickly, then team leadership is time consuming. Then autocratic style should use. If it is very strategic and more information should be obtained, more opinion should be taken, then leaders should move from autocratic to democratic team, no? Likewise. Right, next one, Udayan, number 8 online. Are you there? Today absent, no? Udayanga, number 8. 1. Absent. Next one, Rismi, 31.
Yes, sir. So today my learning point is there are, that means it mainly indicates that there are some leaders, they that means they mainly, as per their nature, they expect cooperation from their employees and their subordinate. There are some other leaders, their nature is dictate. That means they order, and their subordinates and their team has to follow that. So in this theory, we can classify the nature of the types of leaders into 3 categories. One is autocratic leaders, other one is democratic, and laissez-faire leaders. So autocratic leaders, here they will make the decisions and they will command the decision to their subordinates and their teams. So they has to follow without any question. So this is autocratic leader. And next one is democratic leader. Democratic leader means they will give space to their team and their subordinates to give suggestions and their inputs to the decisions. So in this case, their team and their subordinates will feel engaged and they feel like they recognize. So next one is laissez-faire leaders. In this the type of leadership is they will give the power of decision making and also the informations to the decision to their team and their subordinates. So in this case, there can be some disadvantages, since if their team is not capable enough, then their decisions might go wrong.
What's your observation about the leadership there? What kind of leadership style are mostly
in if we take our company, that means only higher level management are the decision makers. So and they will give their
others should implement. They are making the whole decision.
Not they will make the high level decisions and they will give us the task. So it's kind of autocratic.
Autocratic telling, no? They have the telling style. Okay.
Yes.
But anyhow, your company is performing well, no? Or should have gone further?
No. Only in the decision making. In all other aspects, we employ as employees, we feel engaged in the company.
Yeah, implementing the others should engage, but in management, consider how far others are engaged in the decision making also, no? Right.
Yes, in decision making, yeah.
This is a highly centralized organization.
Yes.
Managers are making the whole decision. Okay, then, but it is performing well, no?
Yeah.
Then,
yes, performing well.
But do you think that if this is changing towards the other two, one of the two, then the company can perform well?
Yeah.
Better than now?
Yeah, I think so, because employee turnover is high. In some cases, they will leave after completing their 2 years agreement. So they can retain employees if they move to one of other 2 types of leadership.
Then it may be lacking that HR function, career planning and development, no? That means you can
I think so.
Right. Okay.
So my excuse me, sir, my number is not 31, 36.
36?
36 Risni, RISNI.
Yeah, I said that before I have cut that, no? Right, that is it. Now, okay. You have participated on 2 days, huh?
Yeah.
2 days, right. Right. Continue, right. Then last one after my list is online. Cooperage. Koparagi, number 26, are you there? Since absent today. Koparagi. Number 26, absent, no? Right. Right, then anybody unattended today? You are newcomer for this physical class. What's your name? Surname? Huh? Not Kavadya, Kavindya, Kavindi. Right, Kavindi. That's the female name, no? Kavindi is the male name. Right, then you are starting from today. Right, what's your learning point? Subordinate. As the last one, you did the wrap-up session. Okay, everything. Right. Right, anybody did not participate from online? No, online members all completed actually. Like all engaged, no? Right. I'll have the count, total count. 25 from both. That's okay, I mean. Right. We have 3-4 minutes. I wanted to show that to take down. Otherwise, you can refer since the ebook is with you. You can refer in the detailed content. So, in the pages, you can see that it's right here with the points. This is a very problematic. Find easy. And to go to the table of reference. Kind of find it in your way. So this should be done, no? As communicated today. But I asked you to download that from the net, but it may be here as well. Managerial bit theory developed by Blake and Morton. The figure, then the points and the table given on exercise of mandate. You can have that, no? Now it's difficult to go through here. Right. Complete them up. Right. Even online members can do since I I have shared this ebook using the table of contents. So crossing the pages of the ebook because I have not given this. You can jot down the two things now for to match with the today's lessons to complete them. XY theory of Douglas McGregor and the managerial grid theory or leadership grid theory of Blake and Morton. Finding the particular places, two places. Right. Then in this way, shall we close the lesson? Right. Okay, now thanks. Then likewise, we will continue accordingly. And Saturday is a holiday, no working day. Saturday is a working day, no? Right. Let's see the timetable sent by Jennifer.
Excuse, sir?
You didn't answer.
Yes, sir. At that time, my phone is in the technical issue, sir. I'm number 8 to the younger, sir.
Okay. Luckily you talk to us, no? Before closing, before leaving. Right, what's your learning point?
Sir, today my learning point is behavioral approach of leadership, and there are 3 styles. One is authoritarian style or autocratic style. In this style, managers has authorization to take decision making alone. This type of leaders focus heavily on the action of the leaders. And second one is democratic style or share style. In this style, function of leadership are shared with all group members, and employees be involved in decision making in their organization. And last one is laissez-faire or genuine style. In this style, managers allow that group members are working well on their own. This type of leaders have trust and reliance on their employees and don't give too much instruction or guidance. This introduction by Iowa.
All right. These are the 3 classical leadership style introduced by Iowa. Next.
Yes, sir.
That was considered under the behavioral leadership approach. Right. Okay. Right. All occupied, no? Okay. Then we can finish the session.